Liebes einfach wieder bei der Disco! Turn down for what?
And how is the sound quality?
Real good.
Sounds good. Yes.
Thank you so much. And yours likewise.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sounds
Perfect.
good. All right.
It's fucking hot in Denmark, so I'm like wearing practically no clothes. So that's just how it is. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, no worries.
No worries, man. Yeah, at all.
It's better for the thumbnail anyway.
Yeah. So Thomas Vibe, welcome to It's Been a While podcast.
Yeah, our first guest in the new studio.
Yes, you are our first major
interview,
interview in our new studio. Thanks for coming on.
Wow. And my honor. Yeah, it used to be kind of like in a dorm room, really dark, kind of with like a smoky kind of vibe going on.
Right, yeah. We were just in my bedroom, and yeah, this is a lot more real, a lot more professional. So yeah, we stepped it up at episode 100, which, by the way, thank you for congratulating us on that.
Yeah, man, that was super nice.
We saw your comment. We were like, oh, whoa, because I had just talked to you for the first time then. And I was like, that was very nice of you.
I mean, if you do something 100 times, it deserves some kind of applause. I myself do a little bit of radio, and we also surpassed like the 100 episode, and it just means like, okay, so you've been doing something 100 times means that either you like it or either somebody else likes it. I mean, so yeah, just congratulate on that.
Yeah, I hope it's a little mix of both, but
yeah.
Okay, so what's the deal, man? How did you find me? That's crazy. I mean, you have some legends on the show, like Shoe Nice eating like cactus stuff, and that, you know.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much a clickbait. But how did you guys find me? I mean, that's so crazy.
Xavier's the best, dude.
So yeah, I'm pretty good at tracking, interesting characters down. We've been watching that video for years now because it pops up in random playlists on YouTube, and it's just like there's never been any explanation. And when I first had the idea to even like do the podcast, it was to just talk to people that just there needed to be some explanation to, just mostly for our own curiosity, but also for anybody else that wants to be like, well, what the hell is going on with this? So yeah, I would see that video for years. Finally, I saw somebody comment that they said that they were like nearby or something. I talked to him a little bit. He did some translation of the video, and he eventually got me to a page with your name. And I was like, oh, that's definitely him. And
I mean, I'm glad it's you guys, because I mean, some of the comments on Reddit has been like not so nice. I mean, like really crazy comments, and that's why okay, these guys are actually kind of cool, Lots of the people are like, this is the whitest shit I ever seen. This is why black people hate us. Fuck Germany, and people like, this is Denmark. Sorry, German. It's like also they took it out on the whole of Denmark, like. So yeah, so thank you guys for like reaching out and being full of love, or like at least until now. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. So
no nasty surprises. We're not
okay.
No gotcha journalism.
But yeah, you sent me some of like those comments on.
It's been a while.
Hell yes.
We will clip that and add it to the soundboard for sure.
That is definitely going to the soundboard. But yeah, you sent me some of those comments, and yeah, I did not need this in my eardrum. Fucking Denmark. This is why my country has been at war with Denmark over 10 times. That's pretty intense for.
Yeah, Reddit's a little volatile.
That's why, I gotta keep a jacket at my side, strapped on some Kevlar once in a while, before I go out, Just the hard facts of Denmark.
Those haters, yeah, dude.
Fucking hell, leave Vibe alone.
So, I hope I'm not jumping on one of your questions, but just for clarification, for a little bit for me, but mostly for the audience, what exactly is it that you do?
In the video? Or
no, just in general. What do you do? What is...
Okay, so based on online appearance, I have been a happiness manager working in a big IT company, doing like the Wolf of Wall Street, but more like the Sheep of Wall Street kind of guy. I am educated in social, I think you call it social education. In Denmark, we call it pædagogik, and it's like pedagogic, something to do with how you interact with kids and then apply this to adults. and also in sometimes with kids. So
Okay.
this is my basic training, and I've been utilizing this in like this IT company. So I was a DJ, and whenever people would make a sell, I would do like a confetti cannon spraying over the people, you know, this kind of big vibe going on, money flying through the room, all that kind of shit. And that was like the initial hate I got online because that was the first thing I went viral with. But then the second time, and that's the reason I think most people may not know me online, is the turn down for the flute thing. And that happened also in kind of like accordance with my working with kids. So I got booked by this guy. Thank you so much, Klaus and Christina. They did a festival in Denmark called Apple Flower Festival, and that is where the clip erupted from.
Okay.
So I did a kids disco there, and I have done that for a couple of years before the clip that you saw. And it's been refined in a way so that when you see it, it's like maybe year 2 or 3. And we did a glockenspiel, I think, the year before, where all the kids were giving glockenspiel, and we did glockenspiel remixes. But then deVue did the turn down for flute. And, you know, deVue just handed me like this magical key to his kingdom and said, hey, listen to this fucked up drop. Let's try to play this. And yeah, it just worked. So I did a whole set. I gave the kids the recorders, and then the rest is history. I mean, that's it, basically.
All right.
Wait, so yeah, ciao. That was it. See you guys. Thank you so much.
So you gave the recorders to them.
Wait, okay. So, okay, more questions. Cool. Yeah. Yes. Actually, the guys, again, Klaus and Christina, the people that made the Apple Flower Festival, I said, we need to buy 100 recorders.
Okay.
Flutes, they call it. And they were like, for what? And I was like, it's going to make sense. Don't worry. We're going to give them to the kids, and they're going to play together. And it's like, what are they going to play? Don't worry. It's going to be nice. So actually, I did a whole DJ set consisting of many of the flute drops. There are many flute drops. You know, out there, and like thank you so much DJ deVue again for putting it out there. And also we made a couple of our own from some Danish kids classic songs.
Okay.
So we made flute drops on top of classic Danish kid songs, and yeah, it pretty much just went crazy. I mean, fortunately it was only these 10 seconds that you guys saw in the film, but there was so much more going on. I mean, you don't see that many clips also on YouTube with kids because it's other people's kids and, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
So that's why it's you know, these weird little monsters with green hair. You know, there was this hairdresser there who also made all the kids, you know, if they wanted the new hairdo, they could get green hair. So just before my show, all the kids, they were like colored green hair and got weird haircuts. And yeah, I mean, it's some white ass shit, that one.
But very interesting, and you know, without any context, that video piques so much intrigue on just like every part of it is just what the hell is going on in this video. But I'm glad you're so, you know, ready to shed some light on these questions.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and also what really happened was I didn't see this going viral, and I mean, it happened like, I don't know, I think it was Boo, my friend, who filmed this. He filmed it and put it on Facebook, and it got like a lot of at that time, I think it was 2017, Facebook Watch wasn't really rolling, you know, it wasn't really going to Facebook for video. You was using maybe YouTube or Instagram for that kind of stuff, but it got a lot of traction on Facebook. And then the Lad Bible people, you know, the ones that buy content, they actually approached him and say, hey, can we get your content, or do you want to share this video, and promise of some money in some kind of way? And I was like, hey man, it's your video. I don't care. I mean, if we can get some money off of it, it would be cool. It would be cool. But I mean, truth be told, we got maybe like 300 Danish crowns, which translates into like $50, something like that. I mean, so yeah, but it's been a while, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that they like the content Bible like had that, and I was wondering if that was like real, that they had actually bought that. So that is good to know. That was on my list. Wow, yeah. So, yeah, you're just answering it right away. So you said Apple Flower Fest. I also saw it get called Too Wild Child Disco and Child Rave. Are those right?
Too Wild Child Rave. It's in Danish it would translate to Thomas Vibe. That's my name, Vibe, like vibe. So Thomas Vibes alt for vilde børnedisco. So it'd be Thomas Vibes Too Crazy Kids Disco.
Okay.
Like it's just too crazy.
So that's what you yell at the beginning, right?
Vibes alt for vilde børnedisco. Yes, Vibes.
All right.
All Too Crazy Kids Disco, yes.
Hell yeah.
And the disco part has been like replaced with rave now, because we also did something after this. I got booked quite a few places in like big Copenhagen established party creators like Strøm Festival and Distortion Festival, and they booked me alongside other small venues, and I got to like also again refine this gig, and together with some other Danish producers who make like really crazy Danish psytrance songs for kids. So it's like you know, you had Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and it's like Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, like it just goes crazy. And you know, so it translated more from flutes into this kind of like kids psytrance rave kind of thing. So now it's not as much kids disco, it's more like a kids rave.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So that video, you said that was a whole set. So that was like, we only got like the 30 seconds, but there was like 10 other songs that just are kind of lost.
Yeah.
Because I looked, I couldn't find any other footage of that. And, you know, maybe it's out there on like, you know, some mom's camera, but I could not find any, unfortunately.
I mean, the lost tapes are definitely there. And also I have a hard disk and I almost put it in, but it's like, it's also, you know, it's a path that I'm not really, you know, after COVID and all this shit, you know, I haven't been playing for kids in a while. So, you know, all this time I've been doing like bingo shows, you know, then I turned into a bingo caller all of a sudden, because that was what you could do. You could sit down, call numbers. If people sat on their chairs, that would be totally fine. But if they had to get up and dance, no.
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, so I've been doing a lot of bingo calling, and the kids disco has been, or the kids rave has been a little bit on the side. Actually, I should, today, the 2nd of June, right?
Yes.
3rd of June,
yeah.
We had a Distortion was about to pop, and this is a big festival in Copenhagen. And actually, I was booked for the kids party, but they had to cancel it again due to this shitty lockdown situation.
Yeah. Yeah, so how is the lockdown there? It sounds like it's a little different than here, because America is opening back.
We can't do concerts, we can't do festivals. I mean, we can't do concerts, but they have to be like there has to be like everybody has to have the corona passes, and you know, if it's open air, it's okay, and you can be this many people, but it's so hard. We annulled Roskilde Festival, which is another big festival in Denmark. It can't really fly, and a lot of big things can't really go this year. So 2022, baby.
Okay, yeah. Back at it, 2022. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. So how's things at your place? You're all over it. Everybody's getting a vaccine and everything is cool, or?
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent. So it's basically the CDC came out and said that anyone who's vaccinated doesn't need to wear a mask even inside. But so now it's basically just down to individual businesses, and it's like you go to a Target in one town and they have a sign on the door that says you don't need a mask, and you go to one in the next town over and it says you do need the mask. So it's just a matter of, you know, getting everyone else on board with the vaccine, getting it rolled out.
Yeah, okay.
But we're getting close, I think. I mean, we're about to start having people over and having friends over a little bit more, having, you know, small parties and stuff. But we're all vaccinated. You know, everyone who's going to be coming over will be vaccinated, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people can take care of their own, like, you know, also, it's just up to people mind. They're like, just be careful, and that's it. I mean,
at
we had
this point,
huge football match, and it was a laughing stock because, you know, we can't do Roskilde Festival, but then we can have like a huge football match where there's like 2 teams meeting, and there's like thousands of people like in a big bunch together, and only like 250 people got corona. So like, I don't know.
Yeah. It is a weird world we're living in. A lot of relearning coming this next year. On
I have a bee inside. I might just help it out if I can, because I also have a little honey production going on, and this is like, this could go a little bit. Oh fuck.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I do have that on here because I did see that you were doing some beekeeping. Is that one of your bees accidentally got in?
Yeah, it's right here. Look. Oh fuck! No,
I saw it.
Yeah. It went out.
Oh, perfect.
It went out nice.
Right on.
Yeah.
So do you do honey? Do you do beekeeping and honey just for like you, or are you at any sort of like selling level? Because I saw you there. Someone was interviewing you about it.
Yeah. No, I'm just doing it for actually the bees. I mean, I don't even take honey from them. I just think it's cool to have bees, and I maybe take a little bit for myself. But you know, taking honey from bees is essentially stealing their food. So yeah, you have to be a little bit careful about that. Also, you know. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's just for the environment, and actually out here where we, I have this little shed in the middle of nowhere where we can like go out sometimes, and they're situated out here, and there's nothing out here. I mean, not even a wild environment. So since I put the bees here, there's been a lot of flowering around. So that's nice to see that they actually pollinate the few grubs that are actually here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How do you get started doing something like that?
One of my friends' girlfriends got pregnant, and she was about to go on this beekeepers thing, and she thought it wouldn't be that nice to be like in a beekeeper situation with being pregnant all the time. And she said, maybe you can use this. And I was like, yeah, fuck, I can do that. So I just got on this course, and it was super cool. And, they just tell you how bees work. And the bees are actually much better being bees than people are minding them. So, like, you can be a really shitty beekeeper, and the bees will still be there. And, yeah.
Creme af honning. Det er i dag første dag, hvor jeg faktisk skal til at lave nogle ting, jeg ikke rigtig helt ved, hvordan man gør. Og jeg har altså at gøre med ca. 15.000 til 20.000 bier. Og jeg har tændt lidt ild her, og den tager vi så og putter op i vores røgmaskine, sammen med lidt toiletpapir ordinære.
Nice. Yeah, I would say I'm probably too much of a bitch. I might be too afraid to.
Yeah, it hurts like shit getting stung, and all the people that like work with bees on Instagram, like barehanded, like standing with the bees and all that shit. Fuck those guys. I mean, shoe nice types, like cactus eating motherfuckers in their spare time kind of types, maybe.
Man, I saw a TikTok video yesterday, and this lady was like, "Oh yeah, I found this colony of bees, and I noticed something was wrong. They were swarming." And she's like, "So I noticed they didn't have a queen, so I had an extra queen on me." And she pulls out of her pocket, she just got like a queen bee just with her, just in case. And she introduces it to this colony, and then packs up the colony and brings it back to her place.
That's some queen bee shit right there.
Right, exactly.
Oh my god, I just
keep
happen
that
to have a
motherfucking
queen
thing
bee in my
on
pocket,
me.
and then.
That's awesome.
Yeah, guys. Okay, so where are you guys even situated?
So we're from right now we're in Champaign, Illinois. So it's like 3 hours south of Chicago. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that it's nearby.
Yeah, if you draw a triangle from Chicago to St. Louis to Indianapolis, you just draw a triangle. We're smack dab in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So middle of everywhere, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I drove across from Los Angeles to New York with my wife when we got married in like just a little Nissan.
All right.
So I don't even know the geographics. I just know like you start in some kind of desert thing, drive through some green
cornfields,
shit, and then you just end up in a city. That was kind of it.
Yeah. So when was that? When were you here?
That was in 2000 and also I think 17, something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
Trump just got president, I think, and yeah, kind of that vibe. And we actually stayed at the Trump Plaza in Vegas. Like the golden thing.
Yeah.
His golden tower there, and that was quite nice. Even though I mean Trump is not that nice. I mean he really knows his way around hotels.
The hotels are cute.
Nice hotel though. Yeah.
They put fucking bacon in their margarita at the hotel.
What?
I mean, I tried a margarita before in Denmark, but they put a bacon strip inside the margarita. Damn. Fucking hell.
That's some 2017 shit. They were putting bacon in everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But so yeah, do you do other like DJing? Like I'm sure you've got some backstory with some DJing to be doing.
Yeah. Okay. So I started DJing actually with 3 friends. We did something called Dubai Daylight DJs because we wanted to play in Dubai in daylight hours.
Okay.
We never did that, but we played a lot in Copenhagen at nighttime, and that kind of established me and one of the other DJs as kind of. Without sounding too cocky, like we were like Knights of the Night. I mean, we were always playing like Friday, Saturday, sometimes Thursday, every night, big room.
Nice.
And we did that for a couple of years, and it just, I had a bar at the same time. So kind of established like this name around myself in Copenhagen and turned myself into a DJ, which I think maybe helped a little bit in getting a radio show later on national radio. We do a national radio show, me and a co-host called Thomas Volmer. So we're like Vibe and Volmer, and we do this, we only play Danish underground music, so like unreleased or maybe very, very fresh releases. And they only have to be Danish, and it's not like country and heavy rock music. That's the only kind of stuff we don't play.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So
that's like the backstory.
Nice. So you have you're on the radio now, so you kind of do like the radio DJ stuff then also, as well as, out there with the tables and the flutes, the
scratch.
recorders.
I wish there was more with the flutes and the recorders, but again, like COVID has been like putting a little bit of a lid on that. So like, but I really sincerely want to get back because kids, they are the worst audience and the best because if you don't perform and they pick up on it immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like, you suck, you stink, you're fat, you're old. And they just say it to your face because they're in a party situation. Can I try? And also we learned like giving kids flutes like from the get-go is not very good. So you start off slowly because if you give them a flute in the beginning, it's just gonna be like mayhem forever. So
Right.
yeah, just a little tip if you want to go down this lane, yeah. Go
So
easy.
you kind of all taught them the songs right there on the fly then, right?
They didn't. I mean, we did a top line on all the tracks where we played it really bad, or like kind of DJ deVue did. So whenever they would play, they would just play on top of this really shitty flute, and it would just sound like an inferno of flutes. So no matter how bad they were playing it, they couldn't play it worse than what was already coming out of the speakers.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Gotcha.
So that made it like a little, yeah.
Yeah.
That made a little disguise on top of how bad it would really work. I mean, it would be nice if somebody had actually only the audio from the kids playing flutes, but that would be, I mean, that would be too artsy of a thing, I think.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a children's chorus, like most kids don't know how to sing, but if you get enough of them in a room and they're all singing, it'll just kind of come together.
Yeah. It's the harmony of it. So who's in that video up like there with you? Because there's two people up there with you.
Yeah, okay, so one of them is my wife, and
Okay.
that's also from one of the comments. Who's that blonde bitch sucking that imaginary cock on the left? Because she's standing like this. Because she didn't have a flute, because all the flutes were giving out to the kids, so she had to play an imaginary flute. But she's standing like, and it just looks like, some people, nasty Reddit kind of comments,
Yeah.
Air
So
guitar
that's
works a
my
little
wife.
better.
That's my wife, one of them. And on the other side, there's a guy in red trunks and a straw kind of hat. And he is actually a psychiatrist and also a friend of mine.
Okay.
Who used to be in the Dubai Daylight DJs. La Guest. His name is La Fest, but he was only there as a guest, so we called him La Guest all the time. Yeah, fun fact. So that's what's happened in that video. And who else is there? Oh yeah, so there's my wife and there's also my girlfriend. The other woman to the other side, that's Clara, and she also just joined in with an imaginary flute because the flutes were giving out to the kids.
Right. Yeah. And then your buddy recording.
And then deVue was there with his kids, and he was recording just his kids. I think they're also in the video.
Okay.
And and there's also all these dads there, and I think also there were a couple of Karen comments, and because this is Denmark, and to be quite honest, we have a really unfair ratio of brown to white, and that's just how it is. I mean, we're like in northern Scandinavia. I mean, you have to. So that's just
Makes
how it
sense.
is. So
Right.
it is some white ass shit, and all these parents there with their kids like dancing, and it just looks like straight out of some crazy sect or something like that. I mean, Ludacris shared it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ludacris with like a comment saying, "This is Ludacris," and I was like, Ludacris tagged me in a comment. I was like, shit, what the fuck? I mean,
That's big.
that was when I knew like this is viral. I mean, I've gone viral. I
Right.
mean, and Ludacris and Lad Bible hadn't happened at the same time, and then because it's been also on the Lad Bible and Content Bible, some Danish TV show also bought into it, and never even mentioned anything about this being in Denmark or anything. They just played the clip,
Yeah.
which was quite cool because I stayed under the radar, which is also why I said. It's so crazy you guys found me, because I did one comment in Reddit when it went too crazy, where I'm just like, I'm the guy in the video, AMA, ask me, what the fuck that even means.
Yeah.
But nobody really replied on that. So, yeah.
Okay. I didn't find that. Yeah. Yeah, I found this guy. He was from Denmark, and he like transcribed things for me and found stuff because he had piqued his curiosity when he found out that I was kind of looking around. And yeah, he didn't really want to get mentioned. I told him I'd shout him out, but he was like, "Nah, man, just let me know if you talk to him." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds good." Yeah. So I'm definitely shooting this over to him.
Cool.
But yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, Ludacris posting it. That's That's when you know, like, yeah.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
Then you know. Then you know.
So I also read somewhere that it was like part of a kid's show. I didn't seem like that was like that you had some sort of like TV show. I didn't find anything about that, so I didn't know if that was real. But you know, there's so many people saying so many things. I didn't know if that was.
It was straight up just Apple Flower Festival,
Okay.
festival gathering just after the parents have eaten, and you know this was just a kids show. So yeah, it wasn't part of a TV show. We did do something with, again, another organization called Strøm, where they made something for COVID, where it was translated into this kind of it was live broadcasted to the schools.
Okay.
But that's another clip where we also do some kids rave. Yeah, but no, never done any TV shows. I mean, I think this is a little. I mean, I think it's fun for the adults, but I think, you know, it's not really for the kids. But anyway, it's also a little bit for the kids, and you know.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on through the kids' minds when they're there? I mean, I never really wondered about. I mean, is this a memory? Like, are they gonna be like always terrified about these flutes, or what does turn down for what really mean to them?
They might just think it was a fever dream, and it was just a weird dream they had.
Well, and one of those
Something
kids
like
might turn
that.
into a professional musician. That might have been like an awakening for them. We just don't know.
Yeah, famous flutist might come up and be like, my mentor, Thomas Vibe. Got my foot in the door.
So what's the time at your place now?
Right now it is like what is it?
12:08.
Yeah, 12:08. So yeah,
It's about
is
noon.
Big time difference there, but
Are you ripping bongs at this time, or is it too early? Or what's
depends on the
happening?
day.
Hey man, once the clock says PM.
What's the-
So I got a question. I have a question. One of my friends was actually a foreign exchange student from Denmark, and he told me you guys don't get regular weed out there. It's all hash.
There's a lot of hash in Denmark. I mean, but I am medicated with medicinal marijuana. You know, so I get
Nice,
it from
okay.
the pharmacy, which is like the green stuff. Yeah,
Right.
And, yeah, that's nice. But yeah, there's a lot of hash here. I mean, we're Europe, so we're well connected with Africa, and through Spain and Morocco and all these countries, they make a beautiful product, which I think a lot of Danish people have been smoking since the 60s. So yeah, it's more of like a hash smoking country.
okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And also
we-
the climate. I mean, now it's really, really hot, but you can't. I mean, if you wanted to grow weed, like you can do some places in the mountains in the U.S. or in California, you can't do that in Denmark. I mean, you would get like what you would call like pot or something like that.
okay.
So not like, you know, not like top shelf, but more like what your granny would smoke kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Right.
A little bit of the mids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got. It's now officially legal in Illinois.
Nice, congratulations.
Yes, it is a big weight off of the it in general to just not be afraid anymore, really.
But it's so stupid. I mean, I'm part of this. It's called like a trial, like where we did it since 2019, where people who have suffered from some diseases, they are eligible for this. And I had a serious infection in my spinal cord, and it wandered, and I almost got paralyzed. And you know, so this was why I am eligible for this, because I have some cramps in my legs. So prior to that, you know, I didn't know you could get legal weed in Denmark, and you can't. I mean, you have to be really ill or need it. So for the people who still, you know, just want to get it, you have to support this illegal market, and it's huge. I mean, we have the free town of Christiania, which in like almost 50 years now have been like a open hash market, and they closed it down, and they close it down all the time, but you can still walk in there and pretty much like within 20 minutes find a nice little thing to smoke on. I think that's pretty much it.
Damn. All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I also did want to talk to you a little bit more about the happiness manager stuff. So are you basically HR and like moral support in a sense on just like making sure, like it seems like just absolutely any sort of happiness needs, you got them.
I mean, that was so crazy. I mean, this company skyrocketed from when I started to when I left. There was an article saying happiness manager turns profit up 40%.
Damn.
And I was like, because maybe that was the truth, but also at the same time we were expanding in different countries. So when I started, it was only a Danish startup, also working in Sweden and Norway. I started as a Norwegian seller not knowing anything Norwegian. I used to live next to a guy who was from Norway, so jeg lærte lidt af det norske sprog, men but I didn't know anything Norwegian. I just like kind of faked the Danish into Norwegian, and that got me in there. And the guy who had the company like found out that I couldn't really sell shit, so he just said, well, you are a DJ, aren't you? So he got me a couple of decks, and then we started doing just being a DJ at the office. And that quickly evolved into me also celebrating sales. So whenever people had a sell, they would get like a sales song popping up on the screens, and it would say the name, and then I would also pop off a confetti, and that turned everything into like, first he's this kind of jester court guy that would just fly around being crazy, but then it turned into like a C-level management position where I was actually on the board, and that made me into a CHO, which was Chief Happiness Officer.
That's awesome.
Fucking Cheese Happiness Officer. I'm in charge of the cheese. No, but then I got into the C-level shit, and that was, I mean, I'm saying shit because then it turned me from a DJ into being like responsible for a whole lot of things, like, as you say, general happiness. So I hired a lot of help outside, getting people with masseuses and working together with people who are more professional. So we had like mindfulness and stuff like that, and we did some morning yoga. Also being like chief happiness manager, you do like all the parties. We had some crazy parties, maybe some legendary ones. We once hired like stuffed animals for a lot of money and just put them in the office for a month so people could chill with like stuffed tigers and bears, and it was a huge call center kind of vibe, and it was just at like the peak of Wolf of Wall Street. So there was like a lot of going around, and even though they were just basically passing on assignments to accountants and lawyers, but we turned it into this rock and roll kind of environment where a lot of young guys actually were making a lot of money. So so yeah, that's where it all started, and I kind of made that maybe into a more loving thing because it was so rigid and like a business kind of a vibe. Then putting me in there with like this, I mean, once we tried to get a live donkey upside the office. I mean, but that, stuff like that, it was just, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you rolling on a hoverboard with a GoPro on your head, filming them.
Playing, people are clapping to the music. So this is his 30 seconds of fame.
Matt and Van der Been just made an excellent deal with Tim Noyen for 1,200 euros.
Yeah,
yeah. Before hoverboards was we bought that for like a lot of money. Like when they were like they were costing a lot of money, and like 6 months after they were just everywhere with Bluetooth speakers and lights and shit. But like there were hoverboards for 2 months. They were like fucking hell, the shit.
I remember seeing one of those for the first time and just losing my shit.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm in the future.
Yeah.
Then a couple months later they're in the mall.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was awesome position. So you're not there anymore, though, you said, or you are?
No, no. The company got very serious, and being a chief happiness officer in a company that got acquired by a big investment company that also has like Gucci and super huge brands, they couldn't really see the need for a well overpaid chief happiness officer, C-level kind of HR dude, just going around making sure people get massages and fresh juice and also playing disco music in the office. That was like a little bit too hard to comprehend. So I moved on to other things.
Nice.
So,
well, but that sucks for them, because that does sound like it would make like work a hell of a lot better for just be like, oh shit, it's masseuse day, I forgot. Like, hell yeah.
And I very much think that's the future, because look at what like Google is doing with their complex or their, what do they call it, a campus?
They got like a slide.
Yeah. Slides. They have all sorts of games. They have like relaxing nap chambers. I mean, they just take care of their employees, and that's why they're growing so fast.
I also try to impose like a 4-day work week where people could come in whenever they wanted, because they were selling to people, and if you call people at office, they're not going to be there at 8 o'clock answering a phone. Why should you be there 8 o'clock calling them?
Yeah.
So like, I tried this open office idea, but it never flew. I only had this much of influence, and mainly stopped at whenever it was something to do with money, then not on my bounds.
Right. Well, damn. But yeah, it sounds like you're on to, you definitely seem like you've learned some stuff from that, take it on to the future. But I will say you do fit that job very well on Happiness Officer. You do just kind of radiate a positive energy.
Thank you, Saves. So let me so what are you guys, I mean, I'm a guest on your podcast, but what are you guys doing? I mean, this is something that you just chill around with, or what do you guys do for a living? Stoners?
Yeah, so... So yeah, we're
wanking
doing
out to brassers, getting some masturbation done. I mean, what the fuck are you guys doing?
So yeah, we at the podcast. We hope that it becomes a little bit more than what it is one day. We have had some huge gets, like Shoe Nice. It was crazy. Did not expect Shoe Nice to come on.
Cab.
Yeah, the Angry Ginger Kid, Copper Cab. That was wild. So like, there has been some amazing. The guy that invented Bop It. That was fun. Some stuff we did not expect. So like, the foundation is there, and we do want to keep doing this and see how far we can push it. We're not necessarily in it for the fame or the money, but kind of just the portfolio more than anything. Like, yeah, I'm friends, kind of friends with the guy that invented Bop It. Talked to him for an hour and a half. It was pretty cool. Like, good for connections and stuff, because we do want to make, short films. We want to make some video games one day.
Cool.
Yeah, we're just a lot of creative facets. We're trying to figure out exactly what to focus on, though, more than anything.
I mean, if I didn't do what I do, I would be doing what you guys do. I mean, I have the setup that you guys are sitting with right now. It looks like what I'm sitting with. I have the
right,
pro casting kind of stuff. So just being out there, I just want to say thank you guys again for doing what you do. And I mean, for the guys that are not following you guys, I mean, do it, because you get a little insights into some dark corners of the internet and some where's what and who the fuck was doing that and shit like that. I mean,
exactly.
It's a great service. I mean, in Denmark we have something called public service, which is where people pay tax money and it goes into national radio.
Right.
So but what you do is kind of public service. I mean, you do something for the public, but you're not getting paid public service money. I mean, you could probably get something in Denmark if you learn Danish.
Hey, that's a...
Yeah, man, I'll hit up Anton. Maybe we can stay with him.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, just the dark corners of the internet. Just because, like, if anything, it's for us. We learn.
Hola, mon frère. Hola, mon frère. I'm just on a podcast with some American dudes. We actually talked about your festival, Distortions. Would you want to say something? Say hi. This is called. It's been a while.
Yes. Hello. Are we live now? Or what?
We're live.
Hello.
Hey.
I don't know if he'll be able to hear us.
Hey man, ja, you can't. Thomas, du kan ikke høre dem. Thomas, jeg ringer til dig lige bagefter.
Okay.
Hold up, Mom. Okay, so this guy, man. Okay, this guy, he is crazy. As I told you before, this Distortion Festival.
Yeah.
Also, like a big. If you have to come to Copenhagen, come during Distortion. I mean, this is like a place where, they turn the streets into like a big party, and we have so many small islands, and it's just basically 3 days of rave, like Sonar Festival in Barcelona. If you heard about this. Like the Coachella of Copenhagen.
Okay,
that
cool.
Too corny. That was too corny. Don't buy that. So where were we, guys? Sorry for the phone interruption.
No worries.
Yeah, we were just saying, like, if anything, the context is for us. Like, we're wildly curious what the backstory of these videos and these characters are. But yeah, we do hope that people see it and they're like, oh shit, I was wondering what was up with that flute video. Like, and now they know.
Of course. Yeah, man. Any more questions? I have a busy schedule, so guys, I don't know what's the time frame on this.
No, that's pretty much everything I had. I just, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, man, you're
part of the
welcome
story.
anytime. If I ever go viral again, I'll suspect you'll guys be hooking me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. And send us any clips of once you start performing again and stuff. We're trying to just spread the word of good people, get good people's energy out there, and
yeah,
lots of love.
We keep tabs on everybody we talk to or talk about, so we'll keep in touch, man.
Congratulations on the 420 Illinois shit.
Hell yes.
Yeah, we appreciate
I'm out.
it, man.
Peace.
Yeah,
Peace
have a
out,
great
man.
rest of your day.
Have a good one.
It's been a while. Let me just get it one more time. I actually practiced this.
Oh, let's do it.
No, I can't do it. Ciao.
See you, buddy.
Ciao.
Damn. Son, where'd you find this?
Dashing through the